We want you to get acquainted with a couple of people you're going to be seeing from time to time on this program. They're the hosts of a new 100 Huntley Street program being broadcast weekly in the United States. New York Times bestselling author Eric Metaxas is really getting to be an old friend around here. His co-host is April Hernandez, a critically acclaimed actress. Here's what to look for. Watch.
Coming up on 100 Huntley Street, actress Kelly Grayson on her Oscar-nominated film, and April connects with the stars from Duck Dynasty.
Did you guys ever think it would be this huge?
Oh, of course we did. We were already picking out islands to buy.
And now, the hosts of 100 Huntley Street, Eric Metaxas and April Hernandez.
Woohoo! So exciting. Well, Eric, we knew you weren't going to write any more biographies. You were pretty emphatic about that.
I'm done with that. I'm so over those biographies.
And
I'm not even going to read biographies.
Oh, and
I'm
that,
just exhausted.
That was tough because, you know, the success of Amazing Grace and especially Bonhoeffer. But you were already giving hints about TV.
Yeah.
Commentator with Breakpoint on a regular basis, begun by
I've
Chuck
done a
Colson.
lot of TV. People don't know that side of me. I mean, ever since I was with Veggie Tales, I've been in that world, you know?
Yeah.
I've always felt that that's what God has for me. That's the most important thing.
But
so
then
I will
we
always,
got you.
I will. Look,
That's
I'll
what
always
blew me
keep
away.
writing, but I'm always going to feel like I want to be, you know, doing TV. And the fact that you guys got me, I mean, you know, incredible.
It is incredible.
It's funny.
In all humility on your behalf. It is really incredible.
It's incredible.
That you're part of our Crossroads family.
No, it's
We
thrilling.
already loved you, and now you're a regular. And April, wow.
Yes.
April Hernandez, born in the Bronx.
Yes.
Some rough things growing up, but you didn't become a nutritionist.
I didn't.
And we're glad.
What?
I know.
She
I
was
thought
gonna
you
be
were a
nutritionist.
nutritionist.
I was.
Where are we going to get a nutritionist now?
I don't
All right.
know. I don't
Okay.
know. Thank God. Thank God I kept on with acting. Now
And
I'm here.
it just was a hook. First taste, and you were hooked.
Absolutely.
And wow, I mean, it was a Super Bowl commercial, and then go directly to a Hollywood movie in 2007. Tell us
Absolutely.
about it.
Just, it was one of those things of working on Freedom Writers, and as I continued, I
That's
did
the name of the
View.
movie, by the way.
Yes, that's the movie. I was in Freedom Writers with Hilary Swank. And then I was on The View twice, and that's when the bug of even daring to dream of becoming a TV host one day was festering inside.
Isn't it wonderful when we see it in both your stories how, you know, God says if we delight ourselves in Him, He will give us, He'll plant in us and see through those desires
Absolutely.
of our heart. They've come together so beautifully. And tell us, this is your sweet spot, guys.
This is our sweet spot,
So
guys.
He's
What?
my,
No, TV. I have known
my peanut
that I
butter.
would be doing TV, talk show stuff for years. I mean, I say that. I've known that that's God's calling on my life. So it's a beautiful thing when you see God's faithfulness, because He's always faithful, but when you see it, it's an extra blessing. So this is terrific. And did you know she's a critically acclaimed actress?
I said that once,
Unbelievable.
but say it again. I think
But that critic died, but still, right?
you're awful.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't like a married couple. You didn't.
Oh, it's pretty close.
Well, but you didn't pick
Close
each other.
enough.
We picked you for each other.
It's like an arranged marriage.
It is arranged.
Yeah.
Eric is actually Puerto Rican. People just don't know that.
But
This is the one
He
with
speaks
Puerto
more
Rican.
Spanish than
Puerto
anyone I know.
Rican.
Yeah, he's Puerto Rican.
Yeah. Puerto Rican. I was born in Queens, New York. People don't know that. That's the super non-hip borough. But
Is it?
But in the
I think
future,
it's coming up. It's
coming up big time.
I believe it is.
It's going to be the cool place to
Pretty
live.
diverse backgrounds. The Bronx, Queens.
Yeah, that's incredibly diverse.
Yeah.
Incredibly.
I think Queens is a bit more diverse than the Bronx.
Yeah.
As far as different cultures.
And I'm more diverse than you.
You guys could go on about
Well,
this
you're
for half
great.
an hour, but
Yeah.
what
I'm so
really,
sorry.
What I really want to talk about is how you enjoy being together.
I actually
We don't know yet.
like him.
We don't know yet.
It's really bad.
Hey, let's move to
Tolerate
my
her
next
in
question.
the Lord.
No, he.
I love you with the love of the Lord only.
I think the fact, you know, I have to be honest. When I first met Eric, the first question that came out of his mouth was, "What church do you go to?" And I was just there like, "Oh gosh, I go to this one on Broadway." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And I said, I hope that was a good answer.
Well, I just want to make sure that you really do go to church. You know, that you're not just talking the talk, sister.
I don't.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. I said, are we going to work out? We work out. I think the New York, our wittiness, our
You don't live that far
ability-
apart.
No, we don't.
no.
And you
yeah.
both have a daughter. You have that in common.
We each have a daughter. Not we both have a daughter.
Okay, you're,
each
you're
have
the
a daughter.
writer. Okay, I think my grammar right.
Freaking me out, Moira.
Oh, just tell us about your daughters.
I'll go first. My daughter, my goodness. You know, when you ask a father to talk about his daughter, yeah, she's the greatest human being on the planet. She's 14 and a half, going on 68. Actually, that sounds, no, going on 40. She is very, she's very passionate and very self-confident. And so I'm that way too, in a way. And so it's just hilarious, the relationship. Any relationship between a father and a daughter is special. And it's just a blessing. What can I tell you? It's a blessing.
And April, motherhood was a bit of a, I want to identify with you in
Absolutely.
this. A little bit of a 2x4.
It was.
Whoa.
It was. I never wanted to have children, and I know that may be a shock to some people, but certain things that I experienced in my life, I just made a decision. I don't really need children. And then after being with, my husband for about 12 years, he was like, I don't know, maybe might just want to have one at least. And I had my daughter Summer Rose, and it was rough, but she's just amazing and very, very passionate for a 1.5-year-old.
Wow.
What's your daughter's name, Eric?
Anna Rose.
Anna Rose.
Is that crazy?
Are you
No.
crazy?
I
Anna
didn't know
Rose and
that.
Summer Rose?
I'm just making that up to make this good TV.
Oh,
no.
wow.
That's her name. No joke.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I'm learning new things.
Summer
all
Rose,
the
Anna
month.
Rose.
Oh my gosh, I'm like,
All of us. And let's
Clem.
hear about your spouse's names too. Come on.
Jose Castillo. I love you, honey.
Suzanne.
Suzanne.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get to meet them down the road.
Absolutely.
No, we're going to be together for, who knows, till the
Yes,
Lord comes.
exactly.
Now, this set is, let's start the other way around.
Yeah.
Your set
Right.
is almost a mirror image
Right.
of the one we're sitting in. But your approach is really different. You're a cultural commentator, Eric. What do you want to do in this culture?
Well,
with this
it all starts with theology for me, right? And it's a funny thing because some folks know me as the author of Bonhoeffer. It comes a little bit out of Bonhoeffer too. Jesus says, that he's Lord over everything, right? Not over religious reality. He's Lord over all. And if he's Lord over all, why do we sometimes put God in a religious box, right? Even in terms of programming, let's say, right? Like I believe that we should have religious programming, but if you think about it, most people have God somehow as part of their lives, so why does it have to be segregated, And so our show, it's a mainstream show. It's a show for everybody because most people have some interest in God, but it's not only about that. It's just sort of part of it, It's sort of a normal part, just like most people don't talk about Jesus all the time. I mean, some people do and they're very annoying, but most people who are passionate about God talk about all kinds of stuff. And God is in everything they're talking about, even when they're not mentioning his name. So on our program, sometimes we're going to be talking about just, issues that confront everyone that aren't specifically religious in nature. And other times, of course, we're going to be talking about Jesus. So it's a mixture, but the goal really is to reach those people who maybe if the program were only religious in nature, they would flip past and say, oh, that's not for me.
Right.
We believe that Jesus is for everybody, even if they don't know that. So we want to reach everybody so that anybody flipping through would say, that's interesting, what is that? And as part of whatever that is, they're going to see God.
April, I know you have a passion for youth.
I do.
You and your husband are both youth pastors.
Youth chaplains.
Chaplains. Let me get that correct.
What's the difference?
Well, a certificate for the wall.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I'm
and
not
just
pastoring a church.
You're not.
yeah,
Okay, so you're
and-
chaplain. Okay.
Yeah.
Spiritual directors
Not pastoring
with
a
a
church
heart
at
for
all.
kids, and that comes so much out of your own background.
Absolutely.
But are you hoping that even young people flipping by are going to find this relevant?
Or absolutely. Freedom Riders, sometimes I feel like it just came out because it's still so relevant. So I go and I speak across the United States, going into high schools, going into university, colleges.
As a Hollywood actress.
As a Hollywood actress, but also as a motivational speaker. So this will allow me to show the world I can be all of these and yet be a woman of faith and still, just like Eric said, be normal. I think people are yearning for that. They want to look at a program and saying, oh, okay, wow, that guy's funny. Oh, she's funny. Wow, they're talking about real topics like, you know, prescription drugs, teen suicide, all the things that kids are going through. So I definitely know that we can catch a younger audience. Because Eric is so young.
Eric is humor.
Well, you're having so much fun together.
Wait, I think, but the thing is, I think on some level, almost irreverent humor, and I don't mean really irreverent, but really just to have fun, to let people know that, you know, the joy and the peace of God, it really makes you free. You're not like bound up by religious rules. On the contrary, you're freed to be who you are in Him. And I think a lot of times people don't know that.
And I haven't seen anything like this on television at all. I really have not.
You know why?
Why?
Because it's a bad idea. We're going to bomb.
Oh, stop that. Don't even speak
Oh
it.
my
He's of course kidding.
I take that back.
Now, this is over 100 stations Sunday mornings
Yeah,
in
Sunday mornings.
America.
Sunday mornings, yes.
Depending on the time zone, it could be anywhere.
Yeah, and if you think about it, just because it's on Sunday mornings, even a mainstream show would be free to talk about God issues because it's Sunday morning, you know. So I think that a lot of people who normally would not find their way to this kind of thing will, just because, you know, people have TV on the background while they're getting ready for church or whatever they're doing.
Or they're just staying home on a Sunday morning and they
staying
have a chance
home,
to watch television.
backsliding, whatever it is they're doing.
Sinners.
Yeah.
Sinners.
Yeah.
Isn't it great? First, that this is happening, and we need to be praying for 100 Huntley Street, south of the border. But the good news for we Canadians is these guys are connecting with celebrities and lots of interesting guests, and they're sharing. They're sharing.
We are.
That's a real Christian thing to do.
We're gonna interview amazing people, not just in Hollywood, New York, wherever. And we've been told that some of those wonderful interviews are going to air up here on your show.
And on the internet, we give access to 100 Huntley Street. So you can visit 100huntley.com and check out the program of your choice. Canada or the U.S., God is on the move in both places. Thank you, both of you.
so much.
I think we did a good thing at this match.
We did.
It's working.
We did.
It's working for you and us.
We believe God did it, and that's why it's fun.
And I go to church.
And she does go to church. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
Hey, come back and visit live because it's just fun.
We'd love to.
We'll be praying for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.